Welcome to Sikbaggers YouTube channel. I'm Steve. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install the Advanblack PROTEK engine guard. Back here on the lift, we do have a red line red Street Bob, and this has the Advanblack color matched ST fairing on the front and the ST style lowers that go to that fairing. We also have the mid-frame air deflectors and of course the touring hard bags on this bike. So you can only run a certain kind of engine guard when you're running an ST fairing and or the lowers on the bottom. Your ST fairing has a support bracket that comes down and mounts right in the middle of the bike. So it comes down off the side of the fairing, comes across the middle of the frame, and it mounts. And that's generally where a lot of your engine guards will mount as well. The problem is you can't normally stack those two things. So you can't have your support bracket on there and your engine guard at the same place. So what you're going to want to look for is the style that mounts strictly to the bottom of the bike and then they loop up in the front. And that's exactly what Advanblack is designed with this one. As you can see across here, there's nothing mounted. It's all down here on the frame at the bottom. So Advanblack has these for the touring model as well. We've got a single step like this and a dual step, and we also have the saddlebag guards as well. And I've got install videos on all that over on the Advanblack YouTube channel. So if you're running the ST lower fairings like this that has on this bike, you will have to order the extensions. They'll be in the popular upgrades down below. And what that does is it's going to come out the end of that and extend this out farther. Because if your sliders are sitting inside here and you end up dropping your bike, it's not going to do any good. It's going to hit this before it hits the slider. So that's what the extensions are for. So make sure if you're running those or if you purchase those later, go back on the website and get the extensions. Now Advanblack has a ton of slider options over on the website, but today we're going to be putting the red ones on here. These are full CNC red sliders. So we got several colors in the slider like this, and then we also have the colored with the carbon fiber inlay in them as well. So it's a pretty easy install, definitely something that you can do at home with a few simple tools and a little bit of know-how. So let's get the camera down here and let's get started on this install. Now we slid the engine guard in here, and I just want to show you something real quick. You can see this side over here has 4 holes on it, and you've got 2 holes here for your lower fairings. Now these holes are already in the frame, and there's welded nuts on the back side. So we do provide hardware. If you're not using the lower fairing and you want to mount this, just run your 2 bolts through this and then in here. And then the other 2 holes are back here underneath this footrest. So we have to remove these 2 bolts, and if you have this, remove these 2 bolts. Now while we have those bolts out, we're going to go ahead and apply a little blue Loctite to each one. Now when we installed these, you're going to find that there's a spacer back here on both of these bolts. All right, so we're going to pull these 2 spacers out. So your master cylinder bracket comes down, it goes right up against the frame. Because this goes up against the frame now and this goes on the outside, the other half of that is behind this floorboard. So we're going to take these 2 bolts out right here, and we're going to add this spacer in right here. So it's going to space your board out a little bit, and then of course it's going to take your master cylinder out a little bit so we can get that back there. The plate goes right up against the frame, so we're going to put that all the way in the back. We've got 2 new bolts that come in the hardware package. We're going to go ahead and put some Loctite on the end of those. All right, this is your new bolt. It's longer, of course, for the space that we need now. We're going to get it back through here, back through there. Pull this out just a little bit. This bracket goes right up against the frame, so we want to make sure it's on the very back. Like that, through the master cylinder bracket. Get our spacer up into place. We're going to hold this up a little bit straighter and go ahead and get that bolt started. Now we're going to go ahead and leave everything loose for right now. So from here, if you have somebody to help you on the other side, it's going to make this a lot easier. You can do it by yourself, but you're going to have to juggle this thing around. So got Sebastian on the other side of the bike, and we're going to lift this straight up and we're going to get our bolts started. Remember, this here always goes right up against the frame on both sides, so make sure you pull this out, and that's why we left the brake loose, so we can pull that out too. So make sure this is up against the bike frame. Okay, so got that there. So we got this in here up against the frame. We got 2 bolts started on that side, but keep it loose. We're going to keep our small spacer at the top. I'm going to set it in there. We're going to get our bolt, go through the fairing bracket, through the spacer, through the brake master cylinder bracket, and then through this, and then back into the bike. So this is the part where you're going to have to kind of shake it around a little bit, make sure everything gets lined up. So I got that top one started. Like, once again, leave it loose. Get our big spacer. Put it back here, just like that. Once again, all the way through all the holes. Once we're all set, we'll come back here on both sides and we'll tighten down these footrests first. We're gonna do that on both sides. Now that we have our foot peg mounts tightened up, we can go ahead and tighten up these. So now we can mount our footboard bracket back up. Now we're going to get our extension. Once again, a little blue Loctite on that. Go ahead and add this extension on. Right here on the ends, this is 1 1/8 inch. So we're going to take a little plastic and put over that just to protect that powder coating. Give it a little snug. Do that same thing on the other side of the bike. Going to get our slider and our bolt. Once again, a little blue Loctite. It's going to be a 7/32. So like I said before, super easy install. Now you can see what they look like on the Street Bob. Like I said, this is the same install for like the lowrider and all the other models. Make sure to jump on over to Advanblack's website and scroll down to the bottom to the fitment and see if these PROTEK engine guards will fit your bike. Like I said, we got several different sliders available. We got the red ones back here on this bike and they look great. Don't forget, if you're running this lower fairing like this, you will need the extensions up here, so don't forget to pick those up. If you want to get your hands on any of this, I'll put a link down in the description down below. It'll take you straight over to Advanblack's website. You can check them all out there, all the different sliders that we have. And if you have any questions, you guys know the deal. Comment section down below. I'll try to help you the best that I can. I'm going to get out of here, get myself cleaned up. Hope to see you in the next video, but until then, as always, be safe. Keep your knees in the breeze. Hey, thanks for stopping by and checking out our videos today. If you like what you see, make sure you hit that like button, hit the little subscribe button popping up over here. If you want to check out more of our content, I've got 2 videos right here that'll get you started. Not really going to say anything else, just click one of those videos and take you to another video.